Hello, dear all. So we are very happy and very excited to see you again. Today we are having a very great discussion, and today we have gathered so many great speakers. And today you'll be having an opportunity to hear the first-hand experience of our speakers today. And today we are going to talk about the Fulbright Aflta program. So let's meet our speakers today. Today we have Sitora Kasimova. She's a public affairs section officer. Madina Sidikhova, who is a fresh Fulbright FLTA. And also we have Salman Shoos, who joined us and who will be sharing his experience about Fulbright FLTA. And please, dear participants of the EVB webinars on Facebook, on social media, as well as on Zoom calls. So please feel free to write your questions to our speakers in the chat box. So you will be having an opportunity to ask them and also to hear their responses. And right now I'm giving the floor to Sitora Kasimova, who will be telling about this wonderful program and also introduce you to the insight of this program. Thank you very much, Sitora. Now the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Nasiba. Hello, everyone. Today, we will be giving you a brief overview of the Fulbright Foreign Language Teaching Assistant Program, FLTA in brief. And the deadline is coming up. It's July 20th. So please hurry up and apply. So let's go ahead and start. The Fulbright FLTA program is a 9-month program that is fully funded by ECA, Educational and Cultural Affairs Bureau of the U.S. Department of State. This program provides young teachers of English as a foreign language the opportunity to refine their teaching skills. By what we mean by highlighting young teachers, it's for early career teachers. And the teachers preferably should not have more than 7 years of teaching experience. Excuse me. Excuse me. The Fulbright FLTA program brings early career educators from around the world to U.S. colleges and universities to study and to teach their native languages, assist in language instruction, and serve as cultural ambassadors on campus. Okay. Who are Fulbright FLTAs? Fulbright FLTAs, as we highlighted earlier, are early career teachers or graduate students from around the world who are selected by Fulbright commissions or U.S. embassies through an open merit-based competition in their home countries. In order to apply to be an FLTA, you must have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree. FLTAs are enthusiastic about teaching their native language and culture to U.S. students. They have demonstrated leadership skills, independence, and the ability to motivate language learners, and they're eager to represent their societies and American communities. What happens in the year of a Fulbright FLTA? In the Fulbright FLTA program, grantees spend 1 academic year at a U.S. institution of higher education where they teach their native languages and take at least 2 courses per semester. They also share their cultures, values, and languages with Americans through clubs, language groups, cultural events, and activities in their wider host communities. When program participants return home, they have improved English proficiency and can speak with first-hand knowledge of the United States, its culture, and people. What is included in participants' award? As a Fulbright FLTA, participants will receive a tuition waiver for coursework and a financial grant to cover living expenses at their host institution. FLTAs also received round-trip international airfare and a health benefits plan while in the US. Participants attend an orientation session at the outset of the FLTA program and a mid-year Fulbright conference with fellow FLTAs. So, what do FLTAs study in the US? All FLTAs are sponsored as J1 non-degree students and are required to take 2 courses per semester. Coursework is offered on either an audit or credit basis by US host institutions. FLTAs are offered assistantships at both graduate and undergraduate institutions. The level of coursework offered, whether graduate or undergraduate, is reliant on the institution type. So I'll quickly take you to the US Embassy's website. One second. Explain you how the application procedure should be this year. So we do not receive applications through emails. Applications will be automatically disqualified. Please do not send anything as an attachment to our emails. Each candidate will be required to submit an online application via the online management system no later than July 20th. And please refer to the online application instruction template if you have problems creating your accounts or have like any other questions. But please feel free to email us should you have any questions about the program or application process. Please write your emails to English programs to shabe@state.gov. And the announcement is in 3 languages. Please make sure before asking questions, writing emails, make sure to read this program announcement. And if something is unclear, we're ready to help you, and please do not hesitate to contact us. Yes, and thank you so much, Nasiba, and over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sitora, for sharing, the website and also just sharing the links. So we can just say more. So all the applications are online, as Sitora mentioned, and once you register and register on this portal, then it means that you have time to revisit and to fill out your application form. And also just if you want to edit it, you can edit it and add all the supplemental documents to that. And of course, just today our speakers like Madina, as long as Sitora and Salman Shotea, they will be happy to answer your questions because like they have already running this, Sitora is running this program for quite a long, and also Madina and Salman Show, they are recent Fulbright FLTA, and they are willing to share their experience as well. And of course, right now we are going to start our panel discussion, and we have a number of questions. And dear audience, please, you can also use the chat box and Zoom, and also just Facebook comment box. You can put your question there. We will be addressing all those questions to our speakers today. So thank you very much, and let's start. So get ready, please. Now we're starting, the most exciting part of our panel discussion today. So Madina and Salman Show. So now we would like to give just, a small, just a small part of our time to you, just to quickly introduce yourself. Salman Show, you can start first, and then Madina can continue. Just very briefly.
Thank you very much, Apai Nasiba. Thank you, Apai Sitora, for having a great presentation, having a general overview of FLTA program. So once more again, greetings for everyone. My name is Salman Shorzuf, and I'm a recent FLTA program. I'm alumnus of English Access Maker Scholarship Program 2012, and I'm also an ETM alumnus 2016 and IVLP 2015, and FLTM was my final program, exchange program. And I've been working with the English Access Maker Scholarship Program for almost but for almost 6 years. And I'm very happy, and it's my honor to be here to join this panel discussion to share my first-hand experience being an FLTA program at Kansas University in the United States. And I'm very happy to answer any questions based on my own and personal experience. Thank you very much again for having me today.
Thanks, Salman Shor. And Madina, please just give your brief introduction. Madina, please kindly unmute yourself. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Madina Sidikova. I am, as Salman Shah told, the recent FLTA alumni, and I was TA, teacher assistant, and teaching Tojiki language at Georgia, at the University of Georgia, which is one of the most classical universities in US and is in top 100 best universities. Before my FLTA journey, I was alumni of several other programs such as ETM in 2018, in 2009 and 2010, I was UGRAD alumni. Then later I was alumni of several open online courses, and I was a grant holder in the past. So about the FLTA, this was a very unique experience for me because I was in the shape of a teacher and in the body of the students since I was auditing the class, but most of my professors required me to do all the assignments that the other students do. So I was teaching and at the same time learning and taking classes, though it was auditing, but I had to take it like an official class. So thank you for having me here. Thank you for hosting. And if there are any questions, it's my pleasure to help you to answer.
Thank you very much, Madina. So we are so excited to hear your experience. And now I'll be asking some questions to you. Like right now we heard about general overview, what is a Fulbright program and what are the requirements. And we would like just also to hear your opinion about what was your overall impression about the Fulbright FLTA. Salman, so you start first, and Madina, you can add your opinion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. The overall, just in general talking about the impression of Fulbright program. So even though I was not fully experienced what I was expecting about the program, because I really wanted to. I wish I had more times and more chances to be inside the in-person campus, because Kansas University is one of the huge campus and universities in the top universities in around the United States. But overall, so it was, as Apay Madina was talking, was a very huge experience for me, and a new life adventure in my life story, and being a student and at the same time being a teacher assistant. So it was a great for me, and it was new teaching or teaching. Mostly I was excited about and I was impressed about teaching my own language, even though I didn't have a student at my second term, but at my first term I had a student, and teaching online, and everything was online, and it was like a great impression because moving and shifting from the in-person classes into the online classes, there was a great impression for me. And teaching my own language and teaching Tajiki to a foreign language to a native English speaker. So it was another impression that I was really working hard and trying and doing my best to be a responsible teacher. And that was an impression about my teaching career. And about the US life, I had been to the United States twice before at my Aflta, but this was a longer, and I had a bigger impression about life in the United States and about the people in the United States. And also having been living with American roommates, that was also a great impression for me because I had a talk and I had to chat with my roommates, and it was a great for me because I was impressed about working on my language and talking and having more experience and having more information about life in the United States and about the life of the students who were the same student at the same universities where I was working. And that was a great, and I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Salman. So it's just very interesting to hear your stories. And Madina, could you also share your striking impressions of the Fulbright Aflta program?
Okay, now I'm not at mute. It was difficult, it was exciting, it was breathtaking. Why was it difficult? Because my first semester was done online. And first, let's start with the orientation, which was done online. And we know that we have different time zone. Though I had to finish the orientation, which I did. Second, all the classes I was auditing, again, we have different time zones. I was in Tajikistan, the classes were in US. I had to take them online. And at the same time, I had one official class and one tutoring student. So my class, my official class, that since I was a primary teacher, that was a very big responsibility. I had to grade, I had to submit, I had to email, I had to conduct 3-credit courses each week. Then I had to be online during my office hours, and I had tutorings besides them. It was fun, but very tiresome, but that built my personality, that shaped my professional skills. That was very nice. What was very interesting, none of my students, they were not heritage learners. All of them were Americans. So I had to conduct the class in a way that the passion they had to learn the Persian language, Tojiki, which is the dialect of the Persian language, should flame up more and to attract them. The other difficult part that I had while teaching and experiencing my Aflta year, it was teaching the language while not having the language speaking environment. So I had to work a lot, though the university already has the fixed program, the syllabus, the course book, everything is available, but you need to put a lot of effort to make your class effective, to make it available. So this is about the teaching part, about the taking my auditing classes. They were one step to make me more professional in building my professional skills, because I was taking several linguistics classes. I was taking grad school classes. It was fun and difficult at the same time. The other thing is I was very lucky to have very nice supervisor who was facilitating in everything. He was available every time I emailed him, facilitating, showing what am I supposed to do. He was taking me through all this 6 months in person teaching very smoothly. I had experienced traveling. I had experience meeting people. I had experience trying Zoom sessions a lot, including our midterm year conference. I had experience teaching in person and in Zoom at the same time. One student is in class, the other is in Zoom over there. So it was very nice. The only thing that I look back and say, I wish I could have more time over there, and I wish I could spend more time with the students, with my friends in US, with my supervisor, and I wish I could improve more my professional skills and personal skills, since we were there only just 5, maybe a little bit more than 5 months.
Yeah, excellent. Like, the more interesting, is your journey in the US, the more you wish to stay there and to continue, yes, along with this journey, and then just to see where all these adventures bring you. It's very nice to hear your stories. So Madina, just to clarify, right? So you did this program both online and in person. So it means just you started with doing some online and then you moved to the US, right? Because of the pandemic and because of this situation, right? Global situation.
Yes, ma'am. So the first semester usually in South, the semester starts early, which started in August. So from August to December, I was doing it online and Zoom at 2 a.m., which was 3 p.m. in US. And the second semester, spring semester, was done in person.
Excellent. And how about you, Salman? So you had the same experience, right? You also had online.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Me and Apai Madina had the same experience doing the orientation course while we were in Tajikistan, both of us, because we were supposed to be in the US and at the university campus on August 10th, and we were supposed to have orientation course in the US in different state, but we were hosted orientation in online, and I had the same experience starting the teaching while I was in Tajikistan, and time zones were very different, and it was a very difficult part for me because I tried to arrive at my office at 8 a.m. very early in the morning, and it was 10 p.m. at night in the US at Kansas State, and I had to catch with my students, and it was about my whole semesters, my whole terms. I arrived earlier than Apai Madina because she had some problem and she arrived later than me, but I had the full my full terms online classes. Even though I have been to the campus several times, I had some assignments from my professors, like recording and writing, and I needed just to make an appointment and to see the professor and to have some because I was designing my own materials development, as Apai Madina knows about, and since I didn't have any student in my second semester, so I was involved in developing the same materials for interested students for upcoming semesters about Tajiki language, and there was also I had a few chances to go to the university campus and to experience something in a person. Otherwise, I didn't have on my teaching career, I didn't have much more experience as Apai Madina did have teaching in-person classes, but I had every single online classes. But also the same situation happened to me. Like we did have the same midterm conference, which we did have very big responsibilities, and it was mandatory for everyone to be in a conference. And also, except the conference, midterm conference, I did also had a TOEFL conference. It was also a big experience, even though it was online. But everything for me it was online. But Apai Negina was lucky because she had the second semester in-person classes. But I wish I could have, but unfortunately it didn't happen to me. But anyway, so this is a great chance.
Yeah, thank you, Salmonsha, for sharing this, because like, due to pandemic, like everything shifted, to online, and even online study and online experience has its pros and cons, right? And just nevertheless, like being a Fulbright FLTA, it's just the most striking experience and also impression. And yeah, thank you for sharing your impressions. And we have just the next question, and also just yeah, please, dear audience, put your questions and we'll be passing them over to other speakers. So what the most significant takeaways from Fulbright FLT you can share with the audience? Maybe just Madina, you will start first, and then Samuel Shaw will add his opinion about that.
My takeaway from FLTA program is first, the people I met over there who changed me, my life, my vision, who showed me the other perspective I used not to see. The other thing is that not being scared to teach while you have no idea what you're going to teach. And in this case, I would like to thank you, Nasiba, for your great effort and input in creating elementary Tojiki 1 and Tojiki 2, and Nasriddin Khojayori, which was very efficient, which was very convenient, dividing the sections. And I hope the coming up FLTAs will have the same experience and will feel what I'm talking about. So going back to the question, people I meet and believing in myself that I can do that, I can teach, I can work on myself, I can develop, and not being scared, just going toward whatever I'm supposed to do. Just go straight, work on the topic, work on your course, and know that you are exactly the same person and you are exactly at the same time you are supposed to be with the same people. So enjoy your time, bring pleasure to others, just do your job.
Yeah, excellent, Madina. It just, you just brought me back to my Fulbright FLTA experience long ago, like in 2006 and 7. I was also Fulbright FLTA, and I'm very happy that you are still using the books we developed and worked over during the Fulbright FLTA. So all the work we've done, so it continues, and you are also just made your contribution in teaching Tojiki and making Tojiki just, a very interesting knowledge to learn for other learners. So thank you, Madina. And Salman Shah, could you also please share what are the most significant takeaways from Fulbright FLTA?
Of course, about the takeaway is Apai Madina was explaining about the people. I guess I found the people very supportive, even though I arrived, it was not very good time in the US, and I really needed to find an apartment. And I really thank my advisor and my professor who I have been assisting him. So they were both very supporting in finding and helping and supporting me in every time. And specifically, I really want just to thank my professor, Razi Ahmad, because he was very supportive in teaching. And I'm now, I have more self-confidence about teaching because it was my first experience teaching my own language, Tajik language, to non-native speakers, even to American students. And I really did my best just to work. And also my professor was very supportive, and there was something that he was available every time I really wanted, just 24/7 hours. And emailing me and supporting me, and he was visiting me, and that was something that I really learned how to communicate with people and how teaching. And another thing, another advantage and takeaway that I've learned from my professor mostly, because he was only the person I had been in touch with mostly, like most of times, because every time, so he was available, and he asked me just to have some suggestion about the teaching part. So even though there were, so we did have like, I didn't have any Tajiki books like for specific Tajiki books for teaching, but he like supported me to have to develop a few materials about teaching Tajiki for the upcoming semesters. And I hope what he supported me can help him both and me in the future, just to teach Tajiki language about. And based on Persian book, just he supported me to design my own, like, not like, I cannot call it like a syllabus, but I can call it like a handbook that can help students who are interested to teach or to learn Tajiki language, which is like a dialectal part of Persian language. And that was a personality of the people that also Dolaj Esra, she was a professor and she was a head advisor, and she was really supporting and controlling the courses and supporting me to take the right courses. And that was something that the most important takeaways that I got from this program was about like learning more about the personality and having more self-confidence on teaching. And yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. It's very nice, like because like each of you have your unique stories. You have your unique experience to share, and definitely like we'll be having more opportunity to discuss and also just to hear your practical tips during our next panel discussion next week. But anyway, so thank you for sharing. So we have also, people are also just asking their questions. We'll start reading them very soon. And my next question would be about how has this program helped you to pave your career? And what are your plans for the next 3 years? Madina, if you start first, and then Salman can continue. Thank you.
So one thing I want to mention, the program proved again that I was not wrong choosing teaching. So that is what English people say, my cup of tea. I came again to the point that the teaching is what I am supposed to do. And the next step that my Aflta program brought me is to conduct my research, since my professor, my supervisor, was very fluent in Farsi. We had Masnavi reading discussions. We have very concentrated talks, which was very amazing, which helped me build my understanding of Persian language, of Tajiki language, and my personality and about the concept of the universe. And my Aflta experience, my Aflta year, and my concentrated talks with my professor lead me to my next step, which is going to be to conduct a research and do my postdoc on Masnavi research.
Yeah, excellent. Because like I know that the professors usually just give lots of food for thought. Yeah, just you need to absorb, digest, and also just to kind of to inherit it, because it also becomes part of yourself, right? Okay, so thank you, Madina. And Salman, so could you also please share how this program helped to pave your career, and what are your plans in the coming 3 years?
Thank you very much. So I did have like what Pai Madina was explaining about audit courses we have had, like which were the part of the program and which were mandatory to take and to be part of these courses and to be registered and enroll at university. But one very important things about just my career is mainly I'm an English teacher. I'm a CL, and I had I had something about I was taking different courses based on teaching English as a second language with my professors, and even though I haven't my master degree yet, but I'm planning to have my master degree. So with one of my professor, I was taking his class about teaching early childhood. I guess I'm not sure about the exact name of the course, but I had some practice about writing research paper like research papers. But mostly what I have learned and what I have brought from this program about my teaching career to have, even though I have had online classes and not had a chance to be in person classes and to be inside the auditory, but I've learned about how to be more polite and how to be more to motivate students and how to have normal communication, which cannot be found in many parts of the Tajikistan, many classroom that we have in Tajikistan. And that was something that I really was impressed about, and I've learned and I've brought from this program about my teaching, my own teaching. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I'm sure just both of you, Salmasho and Martina, you already have your plans in the coming years, like, to continue your teaching and to empower more teachers, and also to share your huge experience that you gained during your FLTA program, right?
Of course, sorry to skip about this part of the question. So of course I have my plan, and I already started to apply for English Without Borders. Like I found it one of the momentous chance to have my grant and to hold the new grant. And next week I hope I can start just as I have my 3 days training to share my experience from not only from the FLTA program, but from my ETM program and from based on my teaching experience, just working with the English program. I've had more chances to work with American specialists and experts from the US and teaching about and having more student-centered classrooms and more interactive methods and more teaching approaches. And yeah, this is like my short-term plan for the next week and for upcoming years. But for the next years, I hope I'm planning to apply, if I have a chance to apply to have my master degree maybe outside of Tajikistan, and yeah, to keep on working on my teaching and sharing my experiences. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. So, and I can see that behind all your achievements and of all your desires and all your commitments, there is a patriotism. So you want to be part of the development of the country and using all the opportunities around that come around, and building your capacity and everything, and also just making contribution, yes, in the development of our country. And Medina, yeah, we would be very glad to hear your next plan, 3 plan, just what you have at hand to share about your next year or maybe 3-year plans.
About the plans, so as far as you know, in August, I'm going to share the course I was taking at UGA through a week training for teachers. So this is one of the plans, and I'm very excited about that. And the most plans are connected with doing research, making contribution into the development of the community in teaching English.
Yeah, great. So, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed, all the EVB just, network, because we know that so many people are watching you right now and also will be watching us in a recorded mode. So thank you very much for sharing your experience, your plans in the coming years. So, and now we have just, the questions from the audience. Sitora, if you are also here, some questions refer to you as well. So let's get started then. Okay. So now I'm just picking up, the most interesting question first. All right. So, okay. So the question is, can I apply for this program? I'm still a student, but I teach at home. So the question is by Parvina Sodikhova. And so far as we already mentioned it, so there is a requirement to have a teaching experience at least 5 years, as Sitora mentioned. And so if you have this kind of recorded experience that shows that you've been teaching at least 5 years, you can apply for this program. And Sitora, could you please clarify that?
Thank you, Nasiba. Thank you so much. It's a very good question. Well, this program is specifically designed for early career teachers. And if you have 5 years of teaching experience, and this program is, as it's outlined in the announcement, is for those teachers who do not have more than 7 years of teaching experience. This is preferred. This is a preferred criteria, but it doesn't mean that the teacher who has more or like more teaching years, more experience in teaching, or less than 5 years. I mean, we do not disqualify, so it depends on case-by-case basis. I don't know if I got your question correctly, Nasiba. Over to you.
Okay, Sitora, Parvina is asking, like, I'm still a student, but I teach at home. Can I apply for this program?
Okay, that student is, Parvina is a pre-service teacher. I mean,
yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
If Parvina, right, through her questions through an email to English Rams Dushanbe, because we need to carefully look into her case. And yeah, there are several program criteria, and go to the embassy's announcement and read the announcement carefully. Okay, and then we'll get back to your question offline.
Thank you, Sitora. So we have next question. Mukhadas is asking, can you share links? I also want to look through what kind of program it is. So, you know, lots of people are getting interested who are watching us on Facebook and via Zoom. So definitely, yes, if you go to US Embassy page, we can right now, if Sitora, you can share it in the chat box so people can see, you know, the link to get access to the announcement, as well as a link to the online application. And also we can share it on Facebook as well. Thank you. So we have next question. So Madina and Salman shall get ready, please. So the question is it part of the program requirement to take credit course, or it's your choice? Who will start? Madina, will you start first?
Yeah, sure. So once you will get selected, you will have TA, terms of agreement, where it is stated whether you have to credit the course or whether you had to audit the course, because it's up to your TA. In some universities where we had different FLTAs, they had to credit the courses. In my terms of agreement, it said that I had to audit the courses. But anyway, if I'm not mistaken, you are supposed to take 2 courses at least each semester, audit, and at least 1 course should be dedicated or connected something with US culture, US history, that you have to take, and then you have to report to IIE supervisor at the end of the semester. So at the end of the semester, each semester, we had to report the courses we were taking, the hours we have been working, and the classes we were taking, signed and sealed by our supervisors.
Great. And Salman Show, yeah, if you also share
Yeah.
your experience.
What Apai Madina said, that was correct, but about the courses, in my case, in terms of appointments, so I was supposed to take only audit courses, and there was a requirement both from my university and from the IIE program, which was reported every semester about the courses. But about out of those 4 courses, we were supposed to take 4 courses in whole 2 semesters. But in my case, one of those courses I've had to be about the US cultures and traditions, I guess. It was in my case. And as Apai Madina said, some FLTS had credit courses, but in our cases, I guess we were supposed to have only audit courses, because to take a credit courses, you're as an FLTA, so you will be as a student and as a teacher, it is kind of impossible for teachers and for being a FLTA, because you have so many responsibilities of your own teaching at universities. And plus that, so you have, I had my office hours, and I had also I hold different other responsibilities as an FLTA. So I asked my advisor and my supervisor to have a credit course, but they ask if you are interested or if you really want to have any courses at this university. So you can take it as a credit and you can pay it on your own side. So it was impossible, and it was not easy like Tajikistan to pay the course, because it costs too much money. And that was the reason in my case. And yeah.
Thank you, Salman Show. Yeah, very interesting to learn about the peculiarities, right? Okay, so Madina, there is another question. Could you please explain the difference between credit and audit course? What is the difference? Like, people are so curious, and I bet, like, they are seriously going to apply for this program.
Okay, so that was the first question I asked you, Nasiba. Do you remember when I called you, what is the difference between the crediting the course and auditing the course? That's a nice question. So when you audit the course, you are not officially registered into the course. You email, in my case, I had to go through the schedule of the classes, to choose the course, to find the professor, to find the department, and to email the professor to let me in his class. And if the professor finds it okay, in most cases, they are very positive about that. They let you into your class, into their class. So you sit kind of at the class, and you're not taking officially the class, so you're not graded. So it doesn't mean, it doesn't matter if you fail the class, if you get grades, you just audit the class, you just participate in the class. And when you credit the class, that means that you are officially registered as a student in the class. And you have to do all the assignments, you have to take all the midterms, you have to turn all the papers, as the other students do. But in my class, it was auditing class, but I had to do everything as all the other students used to do. So it was auditing / crediting the class. That was one of the reasons the professors agreed to let me in their class, if I will be doing all the other tasks that all the other students do. So I had my terms, I had my papers, I had to read, I had to participate, I had to do my presentation. So I hope I answered was the auditing and crediting the class.
Yeah, thank you, Madina. And Salman Show, just, yeah, if you also just share maybe some of your experience. what was difficult for you to take audit, and also just, if you had an experience to have a credit courses, please do share. Salmonso? Okay, so I think just, maybe the connection is not so good. So we have next question. Dear all who would like just, to have the link to the Flta announcement, Fulbright Flta announcement, we already shared them in the chat box and also on Facebook. You can go through this link and also just, apply as soon as possible. Salmonso, you're back, right? Okay.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, yeah. If you, it's okay. Like, if you would like to share, how was, what were the challenges of you taking audit and credit courses? Just quickly.
I agree with Apai Madina what she was explaining about auditing and crediting the course, because when you are crediting the course in the US, so you have more responsibilities. You are like fully registered as an official student, and this is mandatory, and you have to go through the assignments, all assignments like other students when they take. But when you are auditing the course, so if I'm not mistaken, so you have just more choices. If you are missing, for example, I did have some missing classes from my professors, and I had a choice to go again and just to rewatch those classes and those online courses about. And there was something that was easy about auditing. I found that very easy about auditing the course, because you can go every time and you can watch the sessions the professors had about your classes. And about the assignments, so I was trying to have assignments like what other students go through, and I was asking my professors, because the classes I was taking about the teaching were very, very important for me. And I really wanted just to learn more about and to go through every assignments what the professor was asking about. But the professors, the first time, as Apai Madina said, when we were selecting the courses, so I was supposed to write an official email to the professors, and to ask if he or she can enroll or select me for his or her courses. And after having the response, so you will be enrolled in a course. But as an auditing student, so in the United States, I found that I didn't have full access for my courses, but I did have some announcement and some assignments I could see. And for example, as an audit student, so you don't have like grading or something, so we are free. This is not just too mandatory for you to be in the class. But even though we did have more choices, but I was trying to be like a credit student, to go through the assignment and to ask more questions from my professors. And that was my experience about crediting and auditing.
Yeah, thank you, Salmonso. And yeah, I think, Sitora, you are doing this screen share, and here you can see, yes, the whole requirements of the for this program. And of course, like, we already shared with you the link. And if you have any questions, you can contact Sitora. So you can also see her email, and also just, you can here find, the link to the online application. Yeah, and also there is instruction. So next week at the same time, we are going to have a more practical panel discussion, because Madina and Salmonsha are going to share practical tips how to fill out the online application form, what to pay attention to, and what are the main do's and don'ts that you need to be aware before applying to this program. And so we just really want to help all those who are just, who still hesitate whether to apply or not, and just, all those who want to grab this opportunity to apply to. And we have more questions, so please, stay tuned on us, and also just join next week webinar. We have some more questions here. So Madina and Salman Show, if you could share, so because Bamir Sharif is asking, what was your experience of living Did you live in the dormitory or in an apartment? And how was that? Just briefly. Thank you. Madina or Salman, so you can start.
Okay, so I think I'll go first. As for me, I was renting a studio apartment, but the question of choosing the living space is very tough because you need to consider first if you want to share your flat, if you want to live close to campus, if you want to save some money and be, a little bit far from campus, but then you have limited access to the school bus. And it's kind of very tough question, and it's time taking, and making decision is very difficult in this case. But as for me, I was renting a studio apartment. I was alone by myself. I had no roommates because I know that but I was in campus, which was very convenient. It was 20 minutes walkable from my office. I could walk even at 9, at 10, at 11 in campus, which was totally and absolutely safe. So you're not required to be at a specific space like dormitory or apartment. It's totally up to you. It's again up to you, considering whether you want to be close, far, alone, shared, saving some money, and so on. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Madina. And Salman, so what was your living experience?
Yeah,
Have you had an opportunity to live in a dormitory or
no,
in an apartment?
thank you. I was renting a four rooms apartment, very simple, very close to my university campus. It took me like 15 to 20 minutes to walk, but it was nice because there was in public transportation, city transportation, bus transportation, and university transportation, and I had a free access to both transportation, like city buses and university campus buses, because I had my university card, and to have more access and more free access to public transportation to reach to the university. So you need, as a student and as a university staff, I had my card, and it was very nice because it helped me a lot not to use like taxis and not to spend too much money on transportation. But about living, as Madina said, the time when I was arriving, it was very, very tough, and I was not able to find apartment very easily. So it was my advisor and supervisor that supported me to find the right apartment. I was living with 4 American students from the same universities. They were studying in different majors. So I was living in 4 bedrooms, and we were sharing this just one very small kitchen and yeah, bathrooms. So I was very close to universities, but the renting is very, very difficult at the time when I was arriving, as I said, because I had to email to go through the online and to find the renting and to email, and it took me so very long time. So I have spent the first 3 nights at the hotel, which cost very big money, and I was just nearly ran out of money. And then I finally found an apartment in Orchard Corners. It was very close, as I said, to the university campus, and it was like a final destination for the university bus, where I had an access to catch the university bus every time I wanted just to go through the university campus or the downtown around the university, or if going to going shopping, or just going outside everywhere, I had an access to public transportation, like having university bus and city buses. So but about the renting, so there are 4 living bedrooms. There are like studio rooms, as Madina was living, but it depends on costs. They have different prices. So like living in 2 bedrooms or studio rooms, so the price was in my city where I was living, it was like more than $500 and $550 per person in a month. So, but plus extra bills like you need to pay for water and electricity and your internet and something. But where the apartment where I was living, where I was renting, I was like paying almost $350 plus extra bills like for water and electricity. But it was nice living in it, very close to the campus. But as far as I know, so as an FLTer, one of my colleagues was living with an Ukrainian family, which was a great. She was living. She was from Ukraine and she was living in a downtown. I had a chance. I was looking for that chance to live with a family, which was a new experiencing. But at the time when I was arriving, it was pandemic, and even the renting centers and finding a rent was very, very difficult. And there was just everything that I found just living in the 4 bedrooms with 4 American students. There was everything about renting. Then later I got more chances, but I didn't chance because it was nice living with that persons, and it was very nice place living there. And I was very close to grocery stores where I had a chance to go and to find for shopping or everything I needed. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, Madina, yes,
I want to add, I'm sorry, one thing about the renting. Renting is a very difficult and it's a headache. It's a real headache, but I don't want to scare because all the leases they offer, they are for till summer, till July, and FLTA program is from 9 to 10 months, but there will be people like supervisor and friends around and social medias that will make it available and make that making decision easy. So no worries about whether it's dorm, whether it's flat, the stipend is going to be okay to live either in dorm or either in apartment, and you will have people who will help you with that.
Yeah, excellent. So I think we need to organize one more webinar, like, about how to save stipend and how to just, make a living around the stipend and how to pay the bills and everything, because it's really practical. I can recall my own experience as well. So I'm just joking, but next time definitely we'll be talking more about practical skills. And before we'll just wrap up, because so many questions we got from the audience, I would like just to hear one thing that you want the applicants to know before joining the program. So maybe just a couple of words that you can share that gives kind of a big picture of what is the program. Madina, please start.
We'll go with the female perspective. Please first ask yourself if you are ready to be there alone, because the program doesn't allow to take dependents. No matter how hard you try, these are the regulations. Ask yourself if you are ready to leave your family, to leave your kids if you have one. And it is a little bit stressing out, but it's worth it.
Please also do share what one thing that you want the audience to know, whether they should go or not, and what is that?
First thing, just recommend for everyone, for every teachers, even though the program requirements are different, but I really recommend everyone to try every year just to apply, because the regulation and the process of applying, which we are having talk maybe the next week. So this is it can be a great experience for the next year. And this is one thing that I can recommend everyone. This is not outside of Tajikistan, but going or being outside of Tajikistan, as Apay Madina said, if I was alone, I was single, and I'm not married, and it was very nice for me just to go everywhere I really wanted. But I guess Apay Madina was experiencing some hard time because of having children and having family. But of course, this is a very big responsibility, because as a cultural ambassador, so you will be outside of your country and you will be representing your culture, your traditions, and your language mostly. And I really encourage everyone to be more flexible. If they are flexible, so they can be an Aflta maybe program in the future. They can be upcoming Afltas if they are flexible, because when you arrive to the United States, mostly for Tajikistan, there are two universities available, which is Georgia University in Georgia State and Kansas University at Kansas State, and two particular places. And these places are very strange. They look very strange, and living in a strange community. Not everyone can live in a strange community. The community and the people, the first time you meet and the first time you taste the food and different things, these are all just requires everyone to be more flexible and to be more patient about it.
Yeah, and to sum up today our discussion, I would like to say, yeah, please do encourage yourself to grab the opportunities, and the opportunities will bring you more new excitement and more new adventures and make your life really meaningful and interesting. So grab this opportunity and apply. So I would like just to remind our audience that next week at the exact time at 4 p.m. local Tajikistan time, we'll be having next practical webinar with our panel discussion speakers, Madina and Salman Shah. Please do join, because it's going to be very, very useful for all of you, and it will just prepare you for the application process as well. And thank you very much for your active participation, dear our followers, dear our participants, dear our speakers, Sitora, Madina, and Salman Shah. Thanks a lot for sharing
You're welcome.
your
No problem.
experience. Yeah, and we'll be waiting for our next panel discussion next year. Have a great evening, everybody.